Afternoon, guys. Here we are, Haynes and me, the old man on the land and the young man on the land. So we're going to do a video today of us crimping cereal rye. And we've got to get the tractor started. We've got the bush hog on the tractor right now on the Kubota M7060. And we've got to get the bush hog taken off, and then we've got to get the crimper hooked up onto here and get this thing rolling. So y'all bear with us as we go through. This is our first long video we've done. It's going to take us a few minutes, so y'all bear with us. And here we go. I'm going to hand the phone to Haynes and allow him to film all of this. So here we go.
Hey y'all, I'm gonna flip the camera this way, that way it shows like better.
However you want to do it, buddy. Whatever you think.
Then you flip it this way instead of the other way. Then it'll show it like really low. So y'all, he's heading in the tractor right now. That's the bush hog. It's 8 foot.
Crank this thing up, let it warm up just a little bit. Gotta get out here and cut grass, buddy.
Yeah, we ain't cut this part yet.
So this is our new crimper out here.
See it?
It's a 9 foot.
That's too much. I zoomed in too much.
Huh?
I zoomed in too much.
It's a 9 foot crimper. We're gonna hook it up on a 3-point hitch. This thing's pretty heavy, so.
So.
Let's get a couple of pins
Sorry, y'all, I got bad allergies. Ugh. I hate them. Here we go, y'all. And if I can't get signed to my YouTube channel, it's getting it hard. So.
Winch pin here. One in there. And we've already got a winch pin for the top link there, so these are the marked we use over here.
What?
Alright, here's our first dilemma. So we've got a category 1 and a category 2 hole on this. That'll fit the cat 2. We've got to get some different pins. So let's see what else we got up here.
So those ain't working.
Yeah. Hole in one side is bigger than the hole in the other. This is the same size pin right here as this one is. So those aren't going to work. Let's see what we got in our sack of goodies here. So I think we're going to end up probably using, let's see if this is long enough. I got a couple of these. I got one in the bush hog we can steal out of there if we need to. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Nope. So let's figure out what we're gonna do here. We gotta come up with a different plan. That's the bad thing about new implements. You don't have all the stuff you need. You got to fool with it and dig around and see what you can do. We got to cut this grass, though.
Yeah.
So
It actually needs to be cut because it's too high.
yeah, it's very high. We didn't cut it this year. We kind of neglected that. Had a lot of rain.
When's the last time we cut it?
Last year. We didn't cut this year yet. I cut some of that out there. I cut that field out there yesterday.
Yeah, that field looks way better now.
Yeah.
Did you run over the blackberries?
No, but I run over the fig trees.
Did you really?
Yeah, I forgot they were there because I didn't fence them.
I guess at least we got fig trees at home.
So I've got this pin right here I can steal.
But that...
And I can use this pin. And we can use one of those pins in the top. So we can make this work. We're going to snitch a pin out of here and use that pin in the bottom, and then we'll have to snitch one of them big pins right there and put it in the top. It'll work in the top.
I zoomed in to
Alright, so I think we can use this in the top of that. Let's go check that and be sure. We'll get too far gone. This will work in the top, and we can take the steel and other pins out of there and make that work. I'm pretty sure this is going to work in the top.
And we've never used this crimper before.
No, yeah, that'll work right there. So we can make that work. Put that lynch pin on there, and then we'll get them two smaller pins and put in the bottom, and that'll do for now until I can buy new pins just for this implement.
Yeah.
So let's get the bush hog over here and get it unloaded. I'm gonna pull the tractor around here if you want to just stand here and wait.
Alright. Sorry, y'all. That alarm goes off every time. I don't know if y'all heard it, but that alarm just went off. And turn that dang alarm off, please. I don't want it. It turned on like 5 seconds ago. That alarm don't turn back. That alarm turns back on again. I'm going to scream. What the? Kill the tractor. Oh my god. Yeah, y'all can see it. See y'all, he's parking it right now. This might be a really long video, so. Your alarm kept turning on.
What's that?
I said your alarm kept turning on. Yeah, I just do this to keep it quiet for now.
Pull the 4 back under there and give that something to rest on.
So yeah, that's our 4x4. Making sure that we get it right. No. Sorry.
Let's just do down. This pin out.
Sorry, y'all, I'm putting my fingers in it.
Okay. That's it. In there out. Pull this pin out. Okay. That one's out.
Huh?
I'm gonna have to beat this hood now.
Uh-oh. Hopefully not. Hopefully you ain't got to beat this one out.
Well, sometimes you have to tap on it a little bit.
To make sure it moves. Careful, y'all. This thing. Says to prevent serious injury or death when the engine. Hold on. I'm gonna read this to them. The caution. I'm going to. It says to prevent serious injury or death when the engine is running and the blades are rotating.
Alright, bud, so we take this old screwdriver right here. This little wooden block.
Yeah, we
Give it a little love tap.
Gosh.
Things can be a pain in the booty.
Yeah, they are a pain.
There it goes. A little bit of persuasion.
Oh, sorry, y'all. Hold up. I was pointing at the wrong thing. I was looking at this thing.
It's out, brother. A little bit of persuasion.
I thought you were doing this thing.
Alright, so now we got to get the PTO shaft off.
That shouldn't be hard.
I hope not.
We've been doing
this PTO link right here. Where you at, Daddy?
right here. Hold up. I'm coming over
We
to.
got a PTO link right here.
Here, hold on. I'm coming over.
Supposed to make it a little bit easier. Got a PTO link right here. Supposed to make it a little bit easier to take your drive shaft on and off. So one part stays on the tractor and the other one does not. It comes off just like it.
We've been recording for 13 minutes and 50 seconds.
Makes it a little bit easier. So our tractor is unhooked.
From
Alright.
this right here. It's unhooked from the.
See, this is what happens. You get grease all over you. Alright, so let's steal this pin out of here.
Steal it. And then
Hang here flop now.
that thing unhooks this from that
And we're gonna put this pin in here.
in the crimper.
We'll put this in here when we hook the tractor back up. It's gonna be a little bit small, but it'll work for now, just for what little bit we're doing right now. So I'm gonna go get this grease off my hands and I'll put it back over here.
Yeah, it's gonna get the grease off his hands. Because you're always gonna get grease on them. You're not always gonna. gloves.
Yeah, go get my gloves out of the toolbox. That truck.
Okay. I gotta get the gloves out of the back of the truck. Okay. Okay, this might be a second. Here we go. Okay, so the second glove. And also, y'all, my dad, I think he forgot to say this at the beginning. I don't think he said like and subscribe. So make sure y'all do that. Because me and my dad are trying to hit 10 subscribers. So, well, we're trying to hit 1 million. Well, 1,000. There you go. Somewhere. I'm just gonna do this. Okay, I'm back. And this is my dad's cameraman. So, oh, what's he doing? Oh, so he's hooking up the paper. Got him! I don't think he used me. There you go.
Thank you, brother. Alright, that'll keep us from getting some grease on our hands. Might back this tractor up a little bit more.
I told them when I was getting the gloves to make sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah, please like and subscribe. We're trying to make a cool video channel for y'all and keep y'all going and give y'all something to watch. So y'all please like and subscribe us.
Because we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers.
Yep, we're trying to get 1,000.
By the end of this year? Think so?
I hope so. We'll see.
We'll try to get to 1,000 by the end of this year. See if we can grow, because we're already at 4. So we need 996
Yeah,
more.
we just started, so we definitely need some help. So y'all definitely do that.
Yeah, my dad just started his YouTube channel. I see a blackberry, but it's not fully black yet. It's red. I don't know if you can see it.
Alright, so what we gotta do?
There you go. That's good.
Pull these pins right here. That sucker's in there. We gotta pull these pins out so we can adjust these arms and get them where they need to be. So these arms will extend. And hopefully I got the tractor backed up far enough. Nope, I gotta come back a little bit more. Alright, so let me back up a little bit more.
That should be good.
That ought to be enough. Let's see. I think it's going to be just right. Pick this up, slide that in. Slide this one back in some. Should be able to get this up and get our pins in.
Sorry, I zoomed in.
Oh, there's one pin in it.
See how sorry. One pin?
One pin's in. And we're gonna steal this pin and put it on that side. So take that, see if it'll slide through there. See if it'll slide in that hole right there. Hang on, we need to move that in just a little bit. Use some WD-40 on that too. Try it now. See if it'll push on through there.
Get through. Come on, you little stinking.
There it goes. Had a little bit more persuasion. So I need to take this pin to my shop tomorrow and get a nut in the same size. I need to get two of them the same size.
Two.
Two pins the same size.
I'm sweaty.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you ain't done nothing yet. What you sweating about?
I'm sweaty.
Oh yeah? Alright, so I need to adjust.
Hot.
Go up there and get that big monkey wrench off it's sitting on the side of the screw.
Gonna get a monkey wrench. That's what they call it. A monkey wrench, because it's a fat wrench. Monkey wrench, monkey wrench, monkey wrench. Where is it at? Okay, he said it's right beside the spreader. Found it. Gosh, that thing's heavy. It's not that heavy. Why am I complaining? He's been recording for 22 minutes and 15 seconds.
Got it? All right, let's get this little big pressure.
Ah! No,
What the?
get him out.
Do a little frying here.
Will it not move?
It's tight and it ain't gonna reach like it is. I gotta bust it loose like this. The nut's loose now.
See that nut, y'all? Yeah, that big one.
I want to get these adjusted about the same on both ends. About the same amount of thread. See this amount of thread here? That amount of thread there. So we'll turn this in a little bit.
Till it gets the same.
It gets close to the same, yep. Alright, now we'll wind this nut on that in a little bit.
Should be close.
And then we're going to extend it. So you turn it this way. Extends on that end and this end.
So you're turning it towards me. Is what he's doing.
Till it reaches this hole right here when we put this pin in. Alright, now here's what we need to do before we do anything else. We reach in here. Let this down. Alright. It's a lot closer up there.
I can't wait to test this new crimper.
Yeah, me too. I'm ready for it, ain't you?
And if it does a good job, then...
Alright, so then we turned it too far then once we got it crimper level. So
now we gotta turn it back.
yeah, tighten it up a little bit.
Turn it back towards my dad.
Alright, that's pretty close. I need to steal this pin out of my lynch pin there, so I'm going to steal it, stick it through there. It ain't quite long enough.
So
it's longer, but this will hold for today. Well, we ain't got much to do today, so we got that in there.
And it worked.
And it worked. It's hooked up now.
That's the good news.
This back up.
The good news is that it worked.
Yep. Let's tighten this back up.
And today, y'all, we had awards day at school, and I got A honor roll.
For the whole year, man, that was good.
For 24, 25.
Yeah, that was awesome. A honor roll. I got a smart young.
That's why I've been practicing and all that.
Yeah, you've been doing good, bud. All right, so we snugged that back up. All right. Now we gotta hook these pins back up, okay? But see how we got this still out? That one's in. All right, so I gotta back up.
This in.
Yeah, I gotta back up, get them locked in, and then we'll angle it and get it straight.
So he's gonna back up.
And then move all this. Get that pin and that hairpin right there.
Sorry, I'm covering it, y'all.
Set them right there, and I'm gonna back up and get this thing right.
Alright. Stop. You got it in. Yeah.
Now we gotta get it even. Alright, so look it.
Look for black chairs, but I see them.
So now we're looking at these holes right here. We want the same amount of holes on both sides.
So we're gonna want
that there.
this hole to
We'll be
match.
able to see the same amount of holes on both sides. Look at the
I can see
finger.
that. I can see a hole and it's already lined up.
Yep. So it ain't gonna hurt it if it's just a little bit off, but we don't want it to be too far off. Get us one of our lock pins here. Looks like we're pretty close. Might need to come this way just a little bit. Get that one locked in place. That's good. And that one here ought to lock pretty close. So we might have to do a little bit of playing with it. So that one's in.
And most people ask, what's a crimper? Well, y'all, here's what a crimper looks like if y'all have never heard of it. Because not everyone's heard of it. Probably thinking what it is. What it looks like. But it's supposed to crimp up stuff. Leave the stuff over
Alright, got that one.
Said he just got it in. So.
Alright, we got our pin in now. Go for pins. The locks are in. We got all three of these clipped. And we're ready to rock and roll. Let's go crimp a cereal rye field.
Alright, can I get in the buggy?
Yep.
Alright, y'all. Getting in the buggy right now. Huh?
Let me film while you doing that.
Alright. See you at the field.
Alright. Alright guys, here we go. We're gonna hop in the old tractor here. So we got our bush hog off. We got our crepper on. And let's close our back window up here. We got our air conditioning on, so that helps. We got our handy dandy little camera right here for our backup camera. so we can see what's going on back there. We're gonna head on down here to the field now. Here we go. Alright, so as y'all can see, this is part of our property. There goes that youngin' on that buggy right there, flying like a maniac, as usual. So this is our top part of our place. I don't know how good y'all can see this through that old dirty windshield, but we got about a 10-acre field here. We got some fruit trees planted over here. We got some apples and some pears and some plum trees. I bush hogged this yesterday up on the top of the hill on the other side of the driveway. How good y'all can see that. But we got a new green field we started this year for our deer. We got some sorghum and about a 7-way mix over there planted from green cover seed out of Oklahoma. They make a really good product, good inoculants on it. And we use some microbes from a company that I can't think of the name of right now instead of fertilizer. And we're going to try to see if this will help our soil grow, because we've got some rocky clay and sandy soil here pretty bad. So we're going to try those inoculants on it for the next couple of years and see how that does, and see if we can get our soil better to where our plants will grow better. Grant Woods is a biologist that lives in Missouri, and he's got a ton of YouTube videos on this stuff, and he's a real good guy. So if you want to get out of drilling your fields, disking or tilling your fields and get into a no-till drill, he's the guy to go to on that. We just opened up this part down here this same time we opened up the field I just showed you, and this is about a 4-acre field right here. It goes on around the back side of those trees over there to the right, and we got our shooting house over there in the distance, and we've got some grass took over, which is fine for the summer because we didn't want the bare ground, so we're gonna let that grow up for the summer. And we planted some peas and some sorghum in there for the deer, and come fall I'm gonna spray that grass good, and I'm gonna use I've got a John Deere grain drill, an old Model B that I'm going to use, that I use to drill this stuff in with, and it works pretty good. It's not expensive like a lot of these planters and stuff are, but it does the job. I got to put some new discs on it. I'm going to be making a video about that pretty soon. Over Memorial Day weekend, I'm going to put some new discs on it and see if I can get those discs replaced on it, because they're pretty worn, bearings and stuff. So we're coming up on another field right here. This is about a 1/2-acre field. This is probably our most visited field by deer, up on top of this ridge up here. Y'all can see out through there. We got a pretty view. We got a bunch of buckwheat, and we got some sorghum in there, and the deers have eat all the peas out of it. I mean, they just killed it. And so we're going to be crimping that after the summer's over, crimping that down. We got our shooting house right here, by the way. All of them are 8 foot off the ground. We're going to crimp all this and get us some thatch down on the ground, and try to fix it to where we can just do the no-till drill, leave the thatch on the ground, not have to disc or do any of that stuff. And that all that thatch from the buckwheat and all that we lay down is going to break down over time and will fertilize our place for us. So fertilize our soil and help make the soil richer and better. So I'm going to shift down here in a little bit lower gear going down this hill. We got a pretty hefty hill right here that we've tried to do everything we can to keep it from washing, and we've got some of it stopped. We got a bunch of rock out here that we had hauled in and put in, and we've planted some brown top millet on it. in the rock there, and it's starting to come up through there to maybe get some roots in the ground and kind of help keep some of this from washing like it's doing right there. And so we've got some, trying to do that, and our land is pretty hilly here, but it's good for deer, and deer love it, turkey love it. So we've tried to incorporate what our green fields and stuff on it and be able to utilize it as much as we can. And we had the timber cut on here about 2.5 years ago, and I've got a company that's going to come in sometime in somewhere around